Good morning, true crime friends. How you doing? Look, did you have a nice weekend? You got your cup of coffee? You ready to go? You know, every day we gather here, we have a nice cup of coffee. Some of y'all are doing your errands. Some of y'all are out in the barn. Hey there, True Crime Ranch girl. I see you with your boots on and everything, out feeding the peacocks and the donkeys and the horses, whatever you got. What do you do when you're listening to this madness that I call a YouTube channel? I'm just curious. Also, nosy. Look. Before I forget, because you know I always forget, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. But let's just get right into it. We need to talk about the state of Georgia versus Hannah Payne. Do y'all know about this lady? Okay, so look. Hannah Payne was driving down the street there in Georgia, and she got into a little fender bender. I think somebody cut her off, and she was like, "Oh, you have crashed my car. This is terrible. Thank goodness I have a gun in the back seat." But she was like, "I don't need my gun. I just need to talk to this fine gentleman who has gotten into a fender bender with me." But the fine gentleman drove off. And she was like, "Oh, well, no, what you're not going to do is crash into my little car and drive off." He was in a truck, like a work truck type situation, and she was in a car. So she gets on the phone. "Hello, 911. This man just crashed my car, and I'm following him now." 911 was like, "Say what, bitch? What? Mm-mm. Ma'am, please, you can't." And she was like, "No, no, 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 no. Don't worry about me. I'm just going to get the tag numbers." And the 911 operator was like, "Okay, but the popo can take care of that." And she was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm 21 and I know everything. And so I'm going to get his tag numbers and then I'm going to let you go." But then this heifer does not hang up the phone before she goes and commits her criminal act. I mean, before this situation continues. So she takes her little handy dandy gun, like you carry when you live in Georgia. And she confronts him and she's mad and she's banging on his window of his truck. Now, in this day and age, everybody and their brother was like, "Oh, here's a heifer gone wild. Let's just pull out a little cell phone and record and see what happens because this might look good on the YouTubes, also possibly a court of law." So she's screaming and ranting and raving and banging on his truck. And you hear the 911 operator being like, "Heifer, sit down. Heifer, can you hear me? Heifer, are you there, heifer?" I mean, that's not exactly what the 911 operator said, but I'm summarizing. So the 911 operator was like, "This bitch." Okay, so the guy rolls down his window, and we know now what she did not know then. He was having some sort of medical crisis. He was diabetic, and he had hyper something. I don't know. His situation had gone all the way to the left, but she was not a medical professional, and she was not able to diagnose the fact that his situation had gone all the way to the left. What is that? All the way to the left-itis? Child, unclear. Anyway, so she's ranting and raving, and she pulls out her handy dandy gun, like you carry when you're in Georgia. And so he was like, "Wait, what? I might have gone to the left, but I recognize the gun." And so they're struggling back and forth over the gun, and then she shoots him. But then she says to the operator, "Operator, you know that man that I just attacked when you was telling me not to? He just grabbed the trigger of my gun and pulled it and shot himself, mayhem." So according to her, she chased down a man, attacked him, is caught on video, and then he spontaneously unalived himself. Heifer, that don't make no kind of sense. And so I'm thinking to myself, how did this even go to trial? Help me understand. Because in my estimation, this girl was all the way in the wrong. All the way. Not even a little bit in the right. What she should have done was been like, "I'm going to have to call Geico. This is going to be a pain in my neck." But she went Lindsay. The college girls gone wild. A Lindsay is like a Karen. She's just like, "What you're not going to do is break the rules and put a scratch on my fender." So what I'm going to do is we're going to have I'm going to be the judge, jury, and executioner right here on the street on the strength of I'm mad, ma'am. That's not how laws work. I don't know if anybody told her. Did she not have civics class? That's not how laws work. So she unalived this poor gentleman in the company of all these witnesses. And when she first shot him, he was not immediately unalive. When I first heard this story, I was like, did he just immediately go, and keel over? No. Because people called 911, the paramedics showed up. They were trying to keep him like alive and conscious and awake and whatever. And then ultimately he passed away in the hospital. And the heifer was like, "Oh, poor me, poor me." Listen, She, in my opinion, was 100% in the wrong. He was having a medical situation and she didn't know that she was going to do a citizen's arrest. Ma'am, where have you ever seen that go good? I mean, is this the Old West and nobody told me? Like, damn. So, this 20-something-year-old has ruined her whole entire life trying to be right. Okay, so even if he was in the wrong and you were in the right in the fender bender situation, you know where you went wrong, heifer? When you chased the man down. When the 911, everybody, and then wait. After she shot him, she was like, I see a police car. Tell that copper to come right here, right now. Heifer, they gonna come right here, right now, and they're going to arrest you because you attacked a man because you was mad. I believe she has been locked up since this happened. That sounds right to me. I believe she's gonna go to jail. That also sounds right to me. But y'all, it's Georgia. Georgia, please don't disappoint me. Please do not. Meanwhile, her lawyer is like, it was self-defense. Honestly, have you seen her lawyer on court TV? He don't even seem convinced of the defense he's putting up. He's like, well, it's self-defense adjacent. I mean, yes, she chased him down and yes, she assaulted him. I believe the law says you can't start a fight and then be mad when you lose. Like, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I think that's what the law says. Meanwhile, the lawyer was like, did you see his truck? In the backseat of his truck, there was a saw that he could have reached for. I believe that was either a plug-in saw or a battery-powered saw, and a saw was never going to be a defense against a gun, just saying. Also, he was like, you see those little caps in the back seat? That's for needles. There might have been needles in his car. Yes, because he was a diabetic, and so he was having a medical situation. Her lawyer was like, well, listen, I tried. I'm throwing some things out here, and I hope her mom and them gonna hire me for the appeal, because then I can put that swimming pool on the house. The roof is leaking, and so if I just get out here, I'm gonna go on the court TV and I'm gonna say whatever I'm gonna say. But in my opinion, the state of Georgia versus this bisque, she going down. But I don't know. Juries are unpredictable. But I'm looking at the situation like, Anyway, in other craziness, there was a pilot out there in the West, over the state of Oregon, I think, who, he was like trying to go from point A to point B, Alaska Airlines. I thought Alaska Airlines only flew around Alaska, but clearly I don't know nothing. This pilot was like, oh, I need to get from here to there. So he was commuting by sitting in the jump seat. That's the uncomfortable seat in the pilot section of the plane, and he was sitting there minding his own business. He was tired. Now, what you're supposed to do on a plane is just take a nap. Aren't you supposed to just eat your peanuts and take a nap? I thought that's what flying was about. But okay, he's sitting in the jump seat, going from point A to point B, and then he said, I'm not feeling well. Okay, so do you need an airline sickness bag? He took off his headphones and he took off his seatbelt and he jumped up and started pulling knobs and stuff in the plane. What? They had to wrestle with him for like 30 seconds to make him stop. What? Okay. And then they said, sir, you're going to have to leave the plane. Crazy ass trying to kill all these people. 85 people on board or whatever. And he was just like, okay. And so he just went and calmly sat down on the other side of the plane. And he was like, excuse me. Let me push this button. Flight attendant. Hi. I think I'm having a nervous breakdown, and you should probably put some handcuffs on me. Otherwise, this is not going to go well. Everything about this story sounded crazy to me. And then, of course, it went before. And the pilot, the pilot who was flying the plane was like, hey, we got a crazy dude up here who just tried to crash the plane. So when we land, can you have the popo come and take him off? Also, you might need some guns and some representatives from the nervous hospital. That's all I'm saying. Possibly a straitjacket. And so when they landed, the plane landed safely. The passengers never knew anything, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happens when you start pushing buttons. I'm scared. Oh, you see all them buttons in the cockpit of a plane? That's too much. I look at my car and I'm like, I know what all of these do. Hands attended to. I'm going to drive the speed limit. That's all I need to know. All those buttons, no thank you. No thank you. Flying is scary enough without pilots going all the way to the left. Oh, this is the all the way to the left episode of Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. So anyway, come to find out, they interviewed the pilot and he was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I almost unalived an entire plane full of people and possibly some people on the ground. Oops. This was not a oopsie murder. There have been some oopsie murders, but this would not have been one of them. And thank goodness. But this man was like semi-lucid, semi-not. Come to find out, there is a deep stigma in the pilot community or the pilot union or whatever if you're having mental health issues. And so pilots tend to underreport or not report, or even if you're taking like antidepressants or something, you're not supposed to tell nobody or it's strictly regulated. I want a pilot that's on antidepressants. That means he has faced whatever's going on with him and he's trying to deal with it, as opposed to like, no, everything is fine, nothing's wrong. Please destigmatize mental health. Listen, I suffer from anxiety and depression and I take a nice little pill every morning, keeps me nice and sane. It does not give me energy. This is just me naturally. I'm just saying, please get yourself some Effexor or some whatever you need. I don't know what the other ones are. There's a pop Prozac, whatever it is, whatever thing is going to make your brain chemistry work good. You should have a whole lot of that. Only a prescribed amount though. But according to this pilot, he had not slept in 40 hours. What? Y'all just listen, a pilot can't drink for a certain number of hours and then get on a plane, but he cannot sleep for 40 hours and just still be out here. No, that's not how that's supposed to go. There should be sleep requirements as well. So he had not slept in 40 hours. He's not allowed to take antidepressants or whatever because they might ground him. And if they ground him, if you can't fly, you can't collect your paycheck, you might lose your job. All of that sounds crazy. And so he had medicated himself with mushrooms. Sir, I understand that the pilots union is not going to know if you go and get yourself some nice mushrooms. And I'm thinking these were not like portobellos or anything like that. This was like the psychedelic, tropic, whatever, like when you lick a frog kind of mushrooms. There's some frog you can lick and it makes you high. I don't know all the ins and outs because I'm not into licking frogs. Also, ew, do they wash the frog first? I would think you can't wash the frog because then that would take the psychedelic whatever off the frog. So you have to lick a dirty frog? Are they specially raised frogs? Are they regulated? Is the FDA aware that people are licking frogs? I don't. Look, if the pilots stop taking magic mushrooms but keep frogs in their pockets, also you should, not suggested. Not. I mean, listen, what you do with your own private body and your own private life is your own private business. But if you're a pilot watching this channel, or if you were married to a pilot who was watching this channel, please and thank you. Take all your medications as directed. Do not use magic mushrooms, and please refrain from licking frogs. Thank you so much. That ends my public service announcement. But this pilot is on pre-trial release. He was not indicted by the grand jury, and so they let him go. And I hope his family, I saw the video of his family hugging him. Oh, Joseph, I think his name was Joseph. Joseph, oh, we're so glad to have you out. Listen, we're going to put you in these nice, comfortable handcuffs. We got the kind with the fuzz on the inside. I mean, we didn't want to hurt you, but we did want to subdue you. And we're going to take you right over to the nervous hospital because I don't know what you're going to be doing when I'm driving. And they say he can't be near a plane during the time that he's on pre-trial release. He don't need to be near a bicycle, not a boat, not a kick scooter, nothing. No modes of transport. He just gonna be walking in the way back. We're gonna get a bigger car. Remember in the 70s when you would get those station wagons with the paneling on the side, and you had like a row of seats and a second row of seats, and then the way back where the seat was faced backwards? We need to put him in the way back. That's the only place he could. Yes, you might be riding backwards. Yes, it might make you motion sick. That's okay. Enjoy the way back while in a straitjacket or some handcuffs or something, because we don't. No, sir. No. Miss Donna Adelson. Donna Adelson is going to court tomorrow, and I would give anything to be able to watch it live right here on the YouTubes. But I got a bunch of meetings tomorrow. But sadly, I have a bunch of meetings tomorrow. You do not understand how deeply and badly I want to be there live and in person, but that is unlikely to happen. So sadly, I'm gonna have to watch the replay, or if my meetings get shifted around, I might be able to jump into Brandy Stream Live, because y'all know I just live right over there on the 13th juror. Miss Brandy Churchwell, if y'all not watching Brandy Churchwell, then you're doing your life wrong. I'm just letting you know. Those are just facts. But look, I watch Brandy Churchwell's live stream all day, every day, when I'm not in meetings, when I'm available, etc. I also love Grown Woman Vibes. I like, who's the other one I like? Ooh, Love Lies and Lace Fronts. Now look, Grown Woman Vibes and Love Lies and Lace Fronts give me everything I need to know about the Shirley Strawberry debacle. All of that mess. Oh, child, they break it down. They do interpretations. They give me a kiki. Oh, I'm living for Grown Woman Vibes. Every morning I get together with her and I just put her in my little headphones and I go about my day doing my Pilates because, it's not... I have a client who doesn't, she's from another country. Instead of saying Pilates, she says Pilates. And I just love that. I think it's her accent, but I've decided to adopt that. So I listen to Grown Woman Vibes while doing my Pilates. And that's what I do. But during my workday, 9 to 5, I'm on with Brandy. Because I need to know this trial tea and I need to watch I Am Perch. I just need to know every single thing. But here's the thing. I see y'all over there saying, hey, gossip. Hey, girl, how you doing? And I love that. It makes my heart so happy. But I don't want to interrupt Miss Brandy's stream, her flow, whatever. I'm not trying to jump in there and make it all about me. So this is what I have figured out. I've seen on some of these other channels that the members of the channel have a little signal so they can just signal to one another. So y'all, we need a symbol. I have put up a poll so we can figure out what our symbol is going to be. Now the choices are a brown heart, or, like the emoji, the brown heart, a brown heart emoji, or like the chat emoji where it's like a head with the little words coming out, or a ball of yarn, because, crafts, gossip, crafts, side chicks, bunnies, etc. Or a sunshine, because aren't I a ray of sunshine? Aren't you a ray of sunshine? So please go over to the community tab and vote in the poll what our little symbol is going to be. That way, instead of being like, hey, Kathy, hey, girl, hey, you could just drop a little symbol. Or if you so choose, down in the comment section under this post, drop whatever symbol you vote for. You can just put a bunch of little sunshines or a bunch of little balls of yarn or whatever you prefer. And so that way we can silently signal each other and being like, hey girl, without disruption the chat. Now some people might be like, why they got all them little balls of yarn? Or why they got all them sunshines? And it'll be one of those if you know type situations. Last but certainly not least, Lord, I'm having a flash. I hope hot flashes burn calories. Do hot flashes burn calories? Because I should be real skinny if hot flashes burn calories. Ooh, these personal summers are killing me. Anyway, Lindsay Shiver. Lindsay Shiver is the reason that we adopted the phrase going Lindsay. Oh no, they not Karens out here no more in these streets. They Lindsays, because Lindsays don't know how to act right. If you know a Lindsay, you know what I'm talking about. Lindsay Shiver is this heifer. Oh, she had money. She's pretty. She's cute. She has some adorable kids. She married her high school sweetheart. They living the dream. They all flossing on the gram. And everything looks beautiful. Only little problem, she was cheating on her husband. Okay, she's a white lady who has the family has private planes and a home in the Bahamas and whatever. And she was going down to the Bahamas, picking up some of them brown boys and rubbing her little self against them. Okay, I'm not mad at a woman wanting to rub herself against a brown boy because listen, I married a brown boy. Also, I'm a brown girl, so there's that. But I love rubbing myself against a brown boy. I'm not gonna lie. But also, he's my husband, not random brown boys, just like the brown boy that I promised to love, honor, and rub myself against for all eternity. I think that's how vows work. Anyway, so Lindsay was having a little fight with her husband. And she was like, look, husband, you are being unreasonable. What I would like to do is get on the family jet with you and the kids and go to the Bahamas and see my boyfriend. Why are you upset? And the husband was like, nah, that's, nah. And she was like, ugh. That is what I plan to do. And so they got into an argument about it and they called the cops. And ultimately, she got on the plane. And during the course of that airline trip, on their private plane, in the privacy of their own little plane, they pushed each other, something. There was some sort of physical contact. I don't know what happened. And all of that is alleged because everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law or whatever. Anyway, so she was like, I have had enough of this. So she texted her boyfriend, unalive him. And the boyfriend was like, oh, you say I can unalive him? Okay, cool. I'm going to get my friend and we're going to all get together. So these two dudes was plotting to unalive him. And then they also, until the unaliving happened, they needed some crime to keep them busy. So one of them broke into a bar or something down there in the Bahamas. And when they got arrested for the bar break-in, the cops was like, wait, what is this in your phone about unaliving a dude from Georgia? You have all his details on his picture, and you know when he's gonna arrive. It was I thought it just was like an excited utterance of like, I could kill this man, because people say that sometimes. But she had given details. He's arriving on this day at this time. He's wearing this color suit. This is what he's driving. Do it when the kids are not around. All of this situation. I was like, oh, she did some serious plotting. Hang on, I done talked my throat dry. Hang on. She has done some serious plotting of this unaliving. And so the cops was like, yeah, nah, heifer. So they went ahead and arrested her, and they put her in jail, and they locked up the two co-conspirators. Little thing. Now, ma'am, you are an American going to trial in a foreign country. That's unlikely to go good for you. Okay. But then the two local dudes they know everybody. They probably like the jailer. It's probably the dude they went to fourth grade with or something like that. They got out of jail real fast. Miss Lindsay, she had to sit around and she had to wait, and she can't leave the Bahamas, and there's a whole bunch of rules for her and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh. Also, a big part of the fighting was these people were fighting over their children. Only now, Lindsay girl, you don't have access to them kids. Those kids are living full time with their daddy and his new girlfriend. You wanna know who the new girlfriend is? You remember Keeping Up with the Chrisleys? Chrisley Knows Best, whatever that reality show was where the dude went to jail for doing some financial craziness. They have a daughter, Savannah Chrisley. The daddy is dating Savannah Chrisley, the reality TV girl. So, because your case wasn't getting enough press, now it's getting an extra layer of reality TV press. You know I'm here for it, right? I'm here for all of it. Perched. Ooh, child. I'm watching every moment. And now, Savannah Chrisley, she be all on the radio shows, and she's on everything talking about your behind. We all think you trifling. And little Miss Chrisley, she's just like, I'm watching my boyfriend be the best single dad ever while his no-account wife is over there in the Bahamas, blah, blah, blah. And Miss Lindsay down there in the Bahamas, she's eating all her feelings. Because listen, y'all know I'm obsessed with weight, right? I've been trying to get back down to my original weight of 5 pounds and 6 ounces. It's not going good, but whatever. I'm doing the best I can. These hot flashes are getting on me, and they not burning off the cookies I be eating. So I don't know how we gonna work all that out. Anyway, Miss Lindsay, I saw her go to court the other day in a cute white jumpsuit, and her hair was done and everything. And I was like, Lindsay girl, you look like you done picked up a couple pounds down in the Bahamas. Oh, you eating all the fried conch and everything. They got a lot of rice, a lot of plantains, a lot of rum punch, all of that. I'm not fat shaming her. I'm just saying, from the pictures of her standing there in the garage, wagging her finger and being mad, to the pictures of her today, she discovered cookies. I don't know what they got down there in the Bahamas, whether it's cookies or cookie adjacent or whatever, but she discovered it, and I'm not mad at her, because the stress, and also the fact that your ex-husband, your soon-to-be ex-husband, who has absolutely filed for divorce and is absolutely going to win that divorce case because you did try to unalive him, even if you say it was just a joke. The new girlfriend, the woman who's mothering your children, P.S., word on the street is she has not seen those kids since she's been locked up. So this reality TV heifer is mothering your kids and going on a radio show talking crazy about you, and ain't nothing you can say about it, nothing you can do about it. A woman who's used to controlling everything in her life and controlling all situations, now she got to sit back and watch this unfold. Child! Okay. And there are no cameras in the courtroom down in the Bahamas. So the most we could get is them going into the court and coming out of the court. That is unfortunate because I want to see every single thing. But that's okay. Court TV has reporters live there on the ground. Excuse me, I would like to volunteer for that assignment. Court TV has people there on the ground, and they're reporting breathlessly everything that happens. But in the Bahamas, the courtroom is very much like the British. All the judges and everybody, they wear the long black robes. Like the judge wears a robe, the lawyers wear robes, and the judges wear wigs. Those horrible, horrible wigs that are like white with rolls of stuff with the rolls in back. And I understand. I think on another case I did the research, and that's supposed to make it like, oh, so if we all look alike, you can't judge us based on our hair or on our clothes. We're just supposed to be neutral. But in the meantime, y'all look crazy. And is there a wig shop Where is that wig shop? It's fascinating. And the robes have like a big white fluffy thing right here. I hope they have good air conditioning down there in the courthouse in the Bahamas, because ew. But everybody, oh, also, Miss Lindsay, of course, down there in the Bahamas, she's the minority. Like up here in the United States, a southern white lady with her pinkies out and everything might go good for her. But that's a whole country of brown people, and you the odd woman out. Ma'am, I don't. Listen, I trust that their court system is fair and all of that other stuff, but man, being a minority in the legal system, that don't have a good track record. I'm just saying. Miss Lindsay girl. Look, I hope she enjoys her fried conch. I hope that everything works out good for her. I hope that Savannah Chrisley keeps running her mouth about Miss Lindsay, because I'm watching it and I am here for every single moment of it, because I'm nosy. In the meantime, I want y'all to get out there and have a fantastic day. If I have not said it already, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and vote in our poll. What is our symbol going to be? And drop the symbol in the chat. Drop me some hearts. Or balls of yarn, brown hearts, because, brown girls. Balls of yarn, sunshines, little chat emojis. Y'all are my sunshine, and I hope you have a great day.